Good evening, sir. Good evening, Dr. Tamilmani. Good evening, professors.
Good evening, ma'am. Hilda, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you. Just eagerly waiting to listen to you.
I'm so honored, ma'am. I feel so honored, ma'am. Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
You are a senior most teacher. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, no, sir.
For spending your time
I
with
feel
us.
really honored.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So nice of you, ma'am.
Sir, we shall wait for 2 more minutes, sir.
Okay, Julian. No worries.
Excuse me, Father. Father Maria.
Yes, Julian.
Shall we begin with the prayer, Father?
Sure, Julian.
Yes. So now, dear participant, good evening. Now I request Father Maria Arukiraj to lead us with the prayer.
Let us pray. God, our loving Father and Mother, we thank you for this time. We thank you for gathering all these participants in this one session. Bless each and every one of the participants, their families, and all the deepest desires in their hearts. Give them good health and guide their steps. In a special way, we pray for Mr. Tamilmani, the resource person of the day, that he may inspire through his words, that we may learn from his expertise for the greater benefit of our students. Bless all the institutions that we work for, that all that we learn may benefit the student welfare. We make this prayer in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you.
Good evening, dear participants. Today we welcome you to the second session of our FDP on evolving ELT pedagogies for the 21st century learners by Professor Dr. Tamilmani from Nehru Memorial College. We are happy to have Professor with us. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. Now, to begin with our formal address, may I invite Professor Madan Kumar from the Department of English to welcome and introduce our resource person. Welcome, sir. Madan, sir.
Distinguished resource person of the day, Dr. K.T. Tamilmani, most respected Professor N. Aruldas, Head Department of English, Sacred Heart College, Reverend Dr. K.A. Maria Arikiraj, the Additional Principal, Sacred Heart College, Tirupattur, the convener of the Faculty Development Program, Dr. F. Julian Zersis Wrigley, the faculty members from Sacred Heart College, and the participants from various institutions. Good evening to you all. The esteemed members of the forum, I am pleased to introduce the resource person of the day, Dr. K.T. Tamilmani, Associate Professor of English, Nehru Memorial College, Tamil Nadu, who is going to address us on the topic Evolving ELT Pedagogies for the 21st Century Learners. Dr. K.T. Tamilmani pursued his undergraduation at H.H. The Rajas College, Pudukkottai, PG at Jamal Muhammad College, Trichy, MPhil at Bharathidasan University, PGCTE and PGDTE at CIEFL, Hyderabad, and his doctoral research at Bharathidasan University, Tiruchirappalli. To his credit, Sir has 2 honors and awards. The Best Teacher Award in 2020 by Rotary Club of Tirunelveli, Commendation for Commendable Contribution to NCC in 2008 by Trichy Rockford Group NCC Tamil Nadu, and Sir has successfully completed a project worth ₹3 lakh as a principal investigator in the year 2014. And he is a member in various professional bodies and committees and holds a patent to his credit. Interestingly, Dr. K.T. Tamilmani has published 46 articles in reputed national and international journals. Sir has successfully produced 12 MPhil scholars, 1 PhD scholar, and currently 6 students are ongoing. And we are honored to have Dr. K.T. Tamilmani with us today to share his expertise. Kindly join me in welcoming the speaker, Dr. K.T. Tamilmani. I welcome you all. Have an enriching session. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Madan Kumar. Now may I invite Dr. Tamilmani to address the gathering. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Julian. Thank you, and Mr. Madan Kumar for this wonderful introduction. First and foremost, let me thank every one of you, right from the principal, head of the department, additional principal, and my friend Julian, and Mr. Madan Kumar, and all those who registered for this 2-day FDP. Thank you very much for joining with us today. And I would like to especially thank Mr. Julian for beginning the session on time. And he has given me the podium right now. Thank you so much, Julian. Let me go with my business. The title that I have given for this session is Evolving ELT Pedagogies for the 21st Century Learners. I know most of the participants are 21st century learners. They are all very eager to learn the English language, and they have their own strategies. And yesterday, Father was giving us a wonderful presentation on the most popular English language teaching practices, both methods and approaches. Father has given us a detailed account of all the recent practices. So now my business is to focus on the needs of the 21st century learners and what are the suitable evolving pedagogies for them. This is my focus. With this brief note, let me tell you, I think someone has switched on the microphone and it is creating some noise, Julian. Dear participant, could you please switch off the microphone?
Muted, sir.
Okay, Julian. So these are the 3 major objectives I have in my mind, dear participants. First one, to tell you something about what is pedagogy and what are its domains and the aspects of pedagogy, the best practice of pedagogy, and active learning strategies of pedagogy, and the key concepts involved in pedagogy. As a pedagogue, we must be aware of all these things. Then your business will be, your transaction will be very easy. So secondly, I will focus on the characteristics of 21st century learners. So they have some set of characteristics of their own. So if you are familiar with the characteristics of your learners, those who are sitting in your class, definitely your business will be again easier. Finally, my focus will be on the ELT pedagogical practices meant especially for the 21st century learners. If you can be thorough with that, then definitely you are a wanted teacher. So these are the three major objectives in my mind. So these are all from my own experiences as a teacher, as the English language teacher in a rural college. I represent Nehru Memorial College. This is a rural college. It was started around 57 years ago. In 1967, it was started. So we are heading toward the Diamond Jubilee. It's a rural college. The learners that I come across are first generation learners. Most of them are not aware of or not
Sir, could not hear, sir, your voice.
I think Sir's link is cut.
Organizers.
Yeah, I have informed Sir you'll be joining.
Thank you.
You're back, Sir. You're back. Sir, you're not.
So unmute. So unmute your microphone. Sir.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely. Julian, tell me, where did I stop?
Just you have begin, Sir.
Okay.
With this
Most
slide.
of them are first generation learners.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Most of them are first generation learners and their demand is very high. If I could supply the demand, then I am welcome. I am received by them very often. So these are my own experiences. As yesterday, Father was claiming that he is sharing his own experiences. I'm going to share my own experiences here. What is pedagogy? The methods and practices used by a teacher in everyday situation. Pedagogy relates to the teaching style of the teacher. The teacher can make use of his or her own style. She can imitate somebody, and she can make use of a blended kind of theoretical frameworks, or she or he can follow a particular theory. As I told you, there are many methods. Many of us believe in chalk and talk. Many of us still glorify lecture method. Some of us rely on PowerPoint, making use of PowerPoint presentations. Some of us believe in experiential type of learning. There are so many methods. Which is the best method? It depends. It depends on the content. It depends on the level of the learners. It depends on the lesson plan that you are going to focus, the content item that you are going to focus. What is pedagogy? The young students here, you should understand it first. Those who are interested in taking up teaching as a career, teaching English as a career, you should understand what is pedagogy. You are going to become a pedagogue. Your business is not only to teach them. You are there to provide them feedback. You are there to assess them. Assess every day. You have to assess them every day. You should know them out and out. So what is pedagogy? It is the method of delivering the curriculum to the class. It requires a lot of preparatory things. Before the class, during the class, after the class, all inclusive. That is what I mean by delivery. Let me go to the details of pedagogy further. He is known as father of pedagogy. Johann Heinrich Pestalozzi, a Swiss-based pedagogue. He believed in there is a lot of scientific foundations in teaching. Every teacher should be aware of the scientific foundations. Teaching learning process is a serious thing. If you are a very serious teacher, definitely the TL process will be a very smooth one. Learning will be assured, learning will take place definitely. So have some time to read on a father of pedagogy, John Heinrich Pestalozzi. He was the founding father of pedagogy. He told the world many things about how to be a pedagogue, how pedagogy can be effectively carried out. The young teachers here read more about him. He was the one who told about education should develop the powers of head, heart, and hands. In the later days, we speak about Benjamin Bloom because he was identifying the three domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. Even before that, this gentleman was speaking about cognitive domain, head, affective domain, heart, hands related to the psychomotor domain. So the three things should be focused by every teacher. If you are teaching them and they develop only in the cognitive domain, there is no use. If you don't teach them about anything about affective domain, it is not at all useful. Suppose you teach both cognitive domain and affective domain, and you do not tell them anything about the psychomotor domain. If they are not equipping themselves with psychomotor domain, what is the use? So all things put together, you need to focus on the comprehensive development of the learner. Whether you may be a physics teacher or a teacher of English, that doesn't matter. But you need to focus on all the three domains. So these are the domains of pedagogy. When it comes to teaching, as a teacher, you should be aware of all these 7 domains. Content knowledge. Most of the teachers focus on this. Learning environment. Many of the teachers focus on this. Diversity of learners. Very few are aware of the diversity of learners. Every class is a heterogeneous group. Every student is unique. He or she has her own set of ambitions, her own set of aspirations, and his own set of learning style. Every learner is unique. In my sense, every learner is a complex book to read and understand. As a teacher, as a young teacher, you should be thorough with the class, the diversity of the learners, the curriculum and planning. What is prescribed? What could be highlighted? What should be highlighted? And the plan that you are going to carry out. Whether you write a lesson plan or you plan for yourself, but that is required, essential, indispensable. Number 5, as I told in the beginning, assessment and reporting. Something like eye of your career. Assessment and reporting. Number 6, community linkages. Now we speak about community outreach, doing some service to the society, reaching out. These are the things were already suggested by people in the 18th century. And people started following them in the 19th century. And now we are in the 21st century. Somewhere certain things are missed. Sixth domain, it speaks about professional engagement. Even here, I would like to touch upon father's presentation. As a teacher, you need to focus firstly on students' engagement. So to do that, you need to be professionally equipped. So from professional equipment, you need to transform yourself to learner engagement, student engagement. The learning will automatically take place. Number 7, personal growth and professional development of the learners as well as the teacher. The teacher is a senior learner. The students are the junior learner. You learn today and you teach them tomorrow. They learn tomorrow and then they are going to teach day after tomorrow. So these are the 7 domains every teacher, every pedagogue should be aware of. And there are some aspects of pedagogy. There are 3 major aspects. The educator, you, the pedagogue, the teacher, the learner, the student, and the subject matter. As I told just a while ago, there is no best method. There is no the only one best method. You can make every method the best method. It depends on the time that you invest. The reflections that you do every day before you go and meet them. The reflections you do after meeting them. What went wrong? Have I done my business correctly? So these are the 3 major aspects. It's a kind of tripod. These tripod, they should function in an unison, in an alignment. So to build on previous learning, what is your business? Your business is to build on the previous learning of the learner. And you are going to build on it. And you are going to build on the previous learning to the next level. You are there to facilitate the process. You are a facilitator. You are building on the skill set. Then the learning becomes permanent. What is education after all? So many years of learning is done. What remains at the end is education. If there are more amount of remaining things, then our job is done correctly. The best practice of pedagogy. Everybody would like to become a best teacher. There is no doubt. Everybody, those who joined here in the Google platform and those who joined in the YouTube, everybody would like to be the best teacher. What can you do to become the best version of yourself as a teacher? So teachers and students, definitely they are all learners. They continually learn from their own experiences. Some experiences teach us some lesson. If the experience is something very unpleasant, you don't forget it. If the experience is something very pleasant, you don't forget it. When you immerse yourself in an experience, definitely you will not forget. So make your learners to enjoy learning. The classroom is a place where they can find happiness. They find learning as a joyous activity. A good teacher is one who inspires learning. So make your learners lifelong learning. That is the best practice. That is the best practice of pedagogy. Instead of completing a syllabus, instead of teaching a lesson and giving them notes, teach them the joy of learning. So this is something about, in general, about pedagogy. So to go a further step, active learning pedagogy. Again, I go to father's presentation. To engage in their learning. You can be the catalyst. You can be the catalyst to promote that learning to happen. Make them think every day. Make them discuss everything. Give them opportunities for investigating something. and take them to the higher level, higher order thinking, make them synthesize their own learning and make them create something. Then you are becoming an active pedagogue. This is what Bloom's taxonomy says. So higher education learners, they should become problem solvers. They should be able to handle complex questions. They should be able to make decisions wisely. They should be able to propose solutions for problems which are not solved by others. So they should be able to in a position to explain ideas in their own words. That is very, very important. We teach them comprehension. So when you give them a comprehension exercise, they should be able to write what they have read in their own words. That is very, very important. So there is a key concept of pedagogy. It speaks about the very act of teaching. To do that act of teaching, you should understand their needs. That is one of the primary reasons I have chosen the title Evolving ELT Pedagogies meant for the 21st century learners. So in order to do that, you should know the characteristics, their needs. What is the need of learning something? They have some questions in their mind. So you try to understand their needs, the background, the interest, the social milieu they are living. They are surrounded by gadgets. They cannot lead a life without technology. So you cannot remove technology from them. So with the coexistence of technology, how best you can function. So almost I have done with the first objective. I'm slowly entering into the topic. 21st century pedagogy is something different. So from that Swiss-based pedagogue, we have crossed around 200 years. Now our business is something different. Because every now and then, teachers come and complain. Sir, I am unable to carry out my teaching in the class, in a particular class. What happened? There is a lot of distraction. The students, they don't pay attention. People are going in the veranda, they get diverted. So much of noise in the neighboring class, I couldn't concentrate on. So how to manage all these distractions? So you can do that by creating engaging lessons. You can fix their mind. You can mesmerize them. You need to provide them a structured environment. They will focus. They will focus on you and the teaching learning transaction. And you should offer a lot of support to the students. They consider you as the mentor. They consider you as the psychological father, the psychological mother. So what is required now? 21st century pedagogy aims to develop the skills and knowledge students need to succeed in. What are the skills and knowledge that they require right now to become a successful person in the present scenario? So they need to have a balance. Balance of the three things: work, life, and citizenship. What kind of citizenship? It is not confined to one country. Now our children, they have not only Indian citizenship, they have global citizenship. They can go to anywhere. So with this, I tell you that I completed my first objective. I told you something about the role of your pedagogue, what is pedagogy. I told you about the domains, 7 domains to focus on, and the 3 aspects, and the best practice of pedagogy. So give them what they want, understand them. First, take into account their needs, their demands. What is their expectation? Simply, we don't teach them what is what simple present tense, simple past tense, and simple future, and this is present perfect. They don't want it because everything is there in the book. So what has to do a needs analysis as a pedagogue, then you provide them a structured way of doing things. Definitely, things will be in your favor. Okay. Can I get some response from the participants? Can I move to the second part, or if you would like to ask me some questions? Participants, send me a message.
Yes, sir. You can move to the next.
Okay. Can some of the other participants can give me some thumbs up or something so that I would ascertain that I am with you. Okay, and you are with me. Good. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for thumbs up, dear participants. Let me go with the second objective. What are the characteristics of our 21st century learners? Many are here. There are many characteristics actually. Here I am going to focus on some 10 important characteristics. Yesterday, Father spoke about them one by one. Number one, let us begin with collaborative. In the yesterday years, we are all individuals. Individual notebook, individual notes, individual recording. There is no group activity actually nowadays. There are very few. Sports activities was the only group activity in our days we had. Now everything is collaborative. Seminar presentation collaborative. Research paper writing collaborative. And now there is an idea called peer teaching. 2 or 3 teachers, they can go to a single class, they can teach, which is known as peer teaching. Peer teaching has its own advantages. Not only learning, collaborative learners, but collaborative teachers are also there. Number 2, they are critical thinkers. They do a lot of lateral thinking. So what do they expect? They expect such kind of lateral thinking in the English language teaching. Classroom 2. Number 3, as I told you just now, they are all global citizens. Now they have the globe in their hand in the form of mobile. What is happening in Israel is being watched by them. Every minute, what is happening in Washington, D.C. is watched by them. They share it among them and they have their own comments. Number 4, 21st century learners are AI literate. Every mobile is installed with ChatGPT app. Every mobile. They have in WhatsApp, they have Meta AI. So they have two servants with them in the form of AI tools. Some of them make use of it one way, very meaningful, some of them. Some of them, they have the app, but they don't use them because they are aware of it. The problem is, we are doing many things, but we are not aware of the proper functioning, proper utility. We need to take a course. Number 5, 21st century learners are active and resilient. Very often we receive a thing like that, they are not focused. It is the other way, actually. They are adaptive and resilient, provided their enthusiasm is kindled, their needs are met, their demands are supplied. Definitely. They are active, they are resilient, they come up successfully. I come across many young graduates. They take on entrepreneurship as a very serious thing. Initially, they have got a lot of troubles. They are unable to succeed. But later, after 3 years or 5 years, they become successful. They mint money. They have their own business. They give employment to so many hundreds of people. So number 6, environmentally conscious. They speak about climate change. They speak about environmental issues in great forums. all these young masters. Number 7, self-directed learners. They do a lot of self-directed learning. They do a lot of online courses. They keep on updating themselves. Leave alone people who are not doing that. We need to pity them. They have not been guided properly. That is the problem. If you can be a model, if you do a course in NPTEL or Swayam, they join hands. You just give them some kind of ignition. You join a course and you do the course along with them. Definitely, they will carry forward and they will learn around 5 to 10 courses in a year later. So image courtesy is given. The image that I have taken from a particular source, it is also given. Don't worry, dear participants, I will share the PPT with you towards the end. Only thing, you need to have a QR code scanner. Towards the end, this PPT will be shared with you instantly. So these are the characteristics. Let us have a look at one by one. Definitely, dear participants, nothing to worry. I'll touch upon the ELT practices which are happening in our classrooms, which can also be tried by you in a successful manner. Again, I would like to say the characteristic. Focus on the character. Only when you know the learner, your transaction will be very easy. They are all collaborative. They are skilled in communicating, sharing ideas. Their communication is very short and sweet. Actually, we are unable to understand it. We are unable to grasp it. It doesn't mean that we are unfit or we are misfit. No, we need to catch up with them. We need to understand their own language. They got a lot of group dynamics. And they have a tendency to value diverse perspectives, cultivate that habit to a further level. And collaborative in the sense, they are very good in making use of all the online tools. Yesterday, Father was listing out, talking about Duolingo and many other apps. Very powerful, very useful apps. So once you introduce them to all these apps, they can teach themselves because they are self-directed learners. Let me go to the second characteristics. They are all creative and innovative. Only we need to set the fire, kindle the fire. They've got fire in the belly. They would like to think outside the traditional frameworks. As a teacher, every day I go to the class with the same chalk and talk. When I begin the class, I write the title of the lesson on the blackboard. When I have a look at them, most of them are frowning. So what do they expect? Something appealing. The moment you enter, they are in a position, they are not in a position to listen to you. They have come from different places. They have not come to the comfort zone. They are in a kind of anxiety zone. As a teacher, as a teacher of English language, bring them to the comfort zone first. Tell something to think, tell something to catch their attention. Because they are open to new ideas. When you tell them something new, they are all curious. They look at you. Don't fight with me, don't disagree with me. Sir, I have to teach them lessons. I have 5 units and I have to cover the syllabus. Otherwise, my HOD will ask me, my principal will scold me. No, you are not going to take away the entire time. This is to catch their attention just for 1 minute or 2 minutes. Take cues from the lessons that you are going to teach. So tell this problem can be approached in this way. If you are teaching them a short story, if you are teaching them a poetry, if you are teaching them some grammatical unit, after teaching them, after introducing them the grammatical unit, give them some lively examples. Lively examples from the Pakistan-India cricket match which happened yesterday night or the day before yesterday. Some sentence. Say something about Virat Kohli. Such kind of things will help you to grab their attention. So tell them to hone their creative and innovative traits, and you be the facilitator to enrich them further. Definitely, the curiosity of the learner can be enriched by you, and they can become a lifelong learner. Definitely, all these two traits, creativity and innovation, definitely will address the complexities of modern challenges they are facing. Now, the problem, there is a modern challenge for them. Now, the problem is that they have information explosion. Now, they are unable to store anything. Their laptop is full. Their phones are full. Their mobile phones are full. Their memory cards, they have got 2 or 3 memory cards. At one point, they have come to a conclusion, okay, everything is available. Let me take it whenever I want it. If they come to this kind of tendency, actually, they stop learning. They stop learning. You can reserve your questions. You can ask me in the end. I will give some time for Q&A around 7:10 or 7:15. I will stop. Then we will have Q&A. You can disagree with me. If you ask me further, I will touch upon the aspects that I am climbing right now. They have a lot of modern challenges. So as a teacher of English in your classroom, while you are going to teach them the English language, so when you can address certain things in their own way, definitely they will pay you attention, they will listen to you, and they will pick up good English from you, and they will follow you. And even after you are teaching, they will continue to learn English. The third characteristics, they are all critical thinkers. What is critical thinking? As I told you a little while ago, lateral thinking, approaching a problem from different perspectives, and it is a kind of mental process, a robust mental process. During the mental process, you arrive at, you think of viable, very useful, very practical strategies to do what? To solve problems, to arrive at a decision, to learn something new. So critical thinking is primarily focusing on the cognitive skill. They are all critical thinkers, and their everyday practice is that. So you can help them to analyze a particular thing, evaluate, synthesize. When you are going to ask them to review a particular drama, or when you are when you are going to ask them to write a critical appreciation of a particular poem, if you can do with a stanza, the first stanza, how to analyze this, how to evaluate this, how to look at the meter, how to look at the alliteration, assonance, consonants, definitely they pick it up from you. Second, third, and fourth stanzas will be done by them effectively. Their curiosity is kindled. Their critical thinking is triggered by you. Then they will never stop. They will bring in various perspectives. You may not imagine, their assumptions will be something different. Definitely, they will identify the inherent bias in the process. Fourth characteristics, I told you, they are global citizens. They are encountering so many problems every now and then. The present generation of students, they expect everything in order. As you are worried, they are also worried. They need to live in a peaceful, tolerant, inclusive society. That is what their expectation is. But things are going the wrong direction. They too have concerns. The UNESCO is very much interested in producing global citizens, and they have an idea called global citizenship education. What is it actually? It is a multifaceted approach. It aims at teaching them human rights. Most of them are not aware of their rights. UNESCO is very keen on promoting global citizenship education, which promotes peace education. They have released 17 sustainable development goals. And education finds a place in 2 or 3 goals. As a teacher of English, you need to bring in the recent things to your class, because they are global citizens. They want to be interconnected. They want to know about and speak about climate change, global health, international relations, everything. So as a teacher of English, you can devise your lesson plan accordingly. Bring the world events to the class every day. National events, international events. They have an ear to listen to you. They are very much interested in listening to you. A lively class. Because through WhatsApp, through YouTube, through the Instagram videos, they watch so many things. And all that is happening right now is they find themselves in echo chamber. What happened in the morning is immediately analyzed. And who are the participants? Some young people. They voice their opinion. They have their own say. They express their opinions. They have an unending desire to contribute to a positive change in the world. So what is required from you? A lot of positivity to radiate. A lot of positivity to inculcate in your learners. Number 5, they are digitally proficient. So in order to get along with them, as a teacher, you need to be digitally proficient. A teacher of English. You should be aware of all the gadgets, all the operations of the gadget. You should be aware of them. So what is the benefit of increasing their digital fluency? They'll be able to discern credible sources of information online. They need some guidance. They are teenagers. They will go wrong. To err is human, particularly the young people. Definitely they will do some errors, particularly in online transactions. What shouldn't be done? So understanding the principles of digital etiquette, teach them digital etiquette. Focus on digital literacy through the ELT transactions that you are going to do. Tell them they have to manage their digital footprints. They are creating digital footprints every day. The messages that they share every day, they create digital footprints. The images they share every day, they produce a lot of carbon. They need to be responsible. So AI literacy is another important thing of the 21st century learners' characteristics. This is an emerging one. It poses a lot of challenges. Every student claims that I'm AI literate student. Unfortunately, their knowledge is limited, because AI is getting a shape which cannot be imagined by anybody. Every minute, new things are coming up. For example, I'm not joking, dear participants. I'm not joking. Imagine you have an AI assistant in your laptop. Now, you have an urgent business. You wanted to be here by 6 o'clock to listen to the FDP till 7:30, but you are not here. But the system is on, the laptop is on, the session is going on. Your AI assistant will keenly listen to the entire talk and it will prepare notes for you. You need not go through the PowerPoint. You need not watch the YouTube. Your AI assistant will provide you some one-page summary, because you asked for one-page summary. If you ask for 2 pages, definitely it will be done. Okay. There will be a feedback form by my friend Julian. If there are some feedback questions, that will be also answered by that AI assistant. Imagine. AI has taken an enormous form which cannot be imagined by anybody. We have to keep on learning. So they claim that they are AI literate. Teach them to learn more about it because updates are coming every second. And tell them about the ethical implications of AI. That is very, very important. They make use of it for some wrong purposes. To produce assignments, to submit some projects. All these things come under the ethical aspects. They can ethically mention that these are the things developed by or enhanced by the name of the AI tool can be mentioned there. Then they become ethically correct. Number 7, they are adaptive and resilient. As I told you, they are ready to adjust to new environments, new modes of learning. Only thing, the new things have to be given to them in such a way. So when they are able to adapt themselves, definitely they develop resilience. They develop resilience. They are resilient and they are successful. Almost those who are listening to me right now, including myself, we are all resilient. We passed through COVID-19, 2020 to 21, around 1 year. We were adaptive. We locked ourselves in the house. We came back. We came back with the same virulence. We have recharged ourselves. Now we are carrying out our transaction in the online and offline. I hope you will agree with me. So focus on this adaptive and resilient skills of the learner. Definitely, you will see them persistent in their activity. You can channelize their persistence in language learning. You can make them master something. Again and again, I'm repeating, there are a lot of complexities in their life. So their complexities can be overcome by developing such kind of adaptive and resilience. In the course of teaching them all these things, don't forget to teach them English language. So in such a way, your teaching methodology, your teaching approach have to be devised. They are environmentally conscious. So once they are sensitized, they stop polluting the world. They make use of minimum resource. They are also concerned about water management. Only thing, things have to be told them very often in a very systematic manner. And we are taking them to a sustainable future. Actually, the seniors here, the elders here, we will leave the world soon, but they are going to be here. Let us leave them a better place. And further, these people will leave a better place for tomorrow. Self-directed learning, this is the order of the day. Heutagogy. Heutagogy. It means self-learning. That is an old thing. Our own past masters were self-learners. Aristotle, Socrates. Socrates was a master of 12 subjects. Imagine. Now we are struggling to master one subject. He was a master of 12 subjects. What was he doing? Self-directed learning. So make them seek knowledge beyond traditional classroom setting. You teach them simple present tense, or you teach them direct and indirect speech. You give them some 10 examples and tell them to think about it. Tell them to go and find more relevant sentences on direct speech and indirect speech. Then they master. What they have mastered will remain in their mind forever. Who taught it? You taught it. The credit goes to you. Create a lot of curiosity, motivation. To do what? To pursue their learning goals. What are the learning goals? To master English. C1 level, B1 level in 6 months. There are many apps, particularly British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, Cambridge University Press, Oxford University Press. These 3 major institutions, they promote a lot of materials, a lot of free materials. Some of them are chargeable. A lot of free materials. worksheets which are available there in the web. They can download and make use of it. So your business is to give them the tip. Then they will move ahead. Provide them topics of interest. As a teacher, you search a lot and find the relevant resources. Topics of interest. It should kindle their interest. It should be appealing to them. Encourage independent projects and teach them inquiry-based learning approaches. In English language teaching, this is one of the successful approaches. Inquiry-based learning approaches. When you kindle their inquiring mind, definitely they will never stop. Once the task is over, then they will feel happy. Okay, I accomplished the task. Number 10, tell them they have to be ethically aware of what they are doing, because they are all digital citizens, global citizens, digital citizens. So teach them ethics also, don't forget it. Now I have done with the second objective, dear friends. If you want to ask me anything, you can. The house is open. Come on, I need your responses. Can I go ahead with the third part of my presentation or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think Kausalya Devi has written a question. I have a question. 21st century learners are very much updative and mobile. Being supportive in that particular angle, we can't control them. How can we make them to use in limited? Very good. Ms. Kausalya, I will answer you at the end. I have noted down your question. I will try to answer it. Okay. Since there are so many thumbs up, let me go with the third objective. Third objective, the prime part of my presentation, the evolving ELT pedagogical practices for the 21st century learners. Father has touched upon this yesterday. Grammar translation method. It was the classical method. Magnum opus. Father told us yesterday, mother of all ELT methods. I agree with him fully. We began with that 19th century. Later, in the early part of the 20th century, audiolingualism. It is also known as army method. Because in order to invade a country, the soldiers of a particular country will listen to the language of the country to be invaded by them. They will have some sentences recorded and they will know the meaning of the sentences and they will master it. This method is known as army method, audiolingualism. And it is gone. Somewhere somebody makes use of it. Every method has its own life everywhere. Grammar translation methods are still happening in schools. It works out. It's a classical method and it's a classic method. And the TPR, total physical response, again in schools, we have seen teachers telling the children to produce physical responses. Stand up, all of them will stand up. Sit down, all of them will sit down. Go near to the door, go near the door, they will go to the door. Go out of the class, they will go out of the class. So what are they doing? They are producing physical response. This method is called total physical response. It was also useful. And it had its own advantages. It produced a lot of physical response. Slowly, the teacher will again slowly grade the lessons to be taught, and the teacher will teach them about the preposition. They will teach about between, among, between. They will make the two learners to stand together and they will put a chair in the middle and they will say the chair is between the two students. So this is how total physical response, the learning was carried out. This method was working out very, very well for a couple of years. And whenever they keenly listen to the teacher, physiologically, the right side part of the brain was working very well. And it was functioning properly, it was growing. It was a scientific study. And the other method, silent way method, the teacher will mostly be silent. She will make the learners do many things. The teacher will play a kind of submissive role, physically present and watching everything. Minimum role will be played by the teacher. This method also proved to be a successful method. Till 1960, these were all very popular practices. Here, I would like to make one thing clear. What is appropriate? Method or approach? Method. Grammar translation, method. Communicative language, approach. Communicative language teaching approach. What is the difference? When you say method, it has got prescribed objectives. You need to follow that exactly like that. Whereas in an approach, the principles can be applied in many different ways. You can make some alterations. It is allowed in an approach. So approach is flexible, method is rigid. You need to follow it very carefully. Till 1990, the methods were very popular. There were so many methods. Structuralist method was there. There are around 250 structures in English, starting from S plus V, S plus VO, S plus VO, O plus C. There are around 250 structures. They have been taught systematically in the structuralist approach. So many other methods, but one method, it came in to stay forever. Can any one of you answer me? What is that approach or method that is still with us now? What is that method? I'm watching the chat box.
Is it communicative approach, sir?
Very good, ma'am. Very good, ma'am. I couldn't see, ma'am. What's your name?
I'm Durga, sir.
Okay. Very good. Communicative approach. Yeah, let me go with the presentation. Communicative language teaching. From 1990 onwards, my dear young teachers here, young researchers here, it is still a kind of attraction for many, whether it is engineering education or arts and science. Communicative language teaching, it has its own attraction. It is the central paradigm because it teaches about real life situations. It gives them a kind of empowerment. The learners feel that when they are able to communicate, they feel that they have mastered something, definitely. So recently, I had an opportunity to attend a conference. Yeah, I think someone is asking me something. Is it a question? Okay, it's a noise. Okay, let me go with my presentation slide. So CLT. CLT is the central paradigm, and it makes the learners to use the language, and it gives them some privilege to focus on meaning and fluency, not worried about the accuracy and the form. If they make some mistakes, it is allowed. It's a kind of privilege. Their focus is on communication. Their focus is on getting across their ideas, expressing themselves. So around 30 to 40 years, it is on the mainstay. There is no alternative thing, though there are many other approaches have come up, but this has its own attraction. CLT, because CLT makes the learners to use the language
Yes, I informed, sir. I informed.
Thank you, Julian, for prompting me. Julian, are you able to hear me? Am I
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. I'm able to hear.
Okay. Okay, now I have to go to the particular slide. Dear participants, bear with me. Generally, there won't be any interruption in my area. I think now there is
CLT.
yeah, I'll come to that. CLT. Am I here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are
Yeah.
audible.
Yeah. I think this is a slide that I was showing. It gives them the opportunity to practice the language in context, and CLT promotes a lot of interaction. As I told you in the very beginning, these people are very much interested in collaborative learning. CLT promotes a lot of collaborative learning. CLT gives them the scope for role plays, interviews. Father spoke about the gamification, games and surveys. They are very much interested in. Father spoke about the Kahoot. They are very much interested. If it is introduced to them properly, then they keep on doing something every day in Kahoot. It kindles their interest. It sustains their interest. So CLT is a kind of springboard for them in English language teaching. As I told you, I attended this conference just 2 days ago in Bangalore. This was conducted by Cambridge University Press. And I was sent by my college management as a representative of our college. So this conference had some 4 panel discussions, and 2 panel discussions focused on communication skill development. The panelists were from MNCs, multinational companies, from TCS, Wipro, HCL, many multinational companies. Across India, people came from across India. They were all expressing a concern, major concern, that our graduates, whether it is engineering graduate or commerce graduate, science graduate, they are all technically sound. But when it comes to speaking in English, they are not okay. Even after 1 year of exposure, they are unable to improve themselves. And they appeal to the academia who were present there. I was part of the academia present there. Their appeal was to focus on the communicative competency of the learner, how to carry it forward, provide them opportunities every day, make them speak every day. So what could be the pedagogical approach that you can carry forward? Give them a lot of tasks. Father spoke about it yesterday. Task-based learning. When you give them a task, during the task, they ask some 5 questions, they provide some 10 answers. And finally, when they complete the task, they have a feeling that they completed the task and they have mastered the power of questioning, the joy of answering. And what remains in their mind, definitely, what remains in their mind, they have a feeling that they have mastered particularly English, at least some amount of English. And it gives them some confidence. So task-based learning is still effective because you are giving them clear steps. Initially, they have to do this, and then later they have to do this. You are giving them some pre-task, and the task is carried out, and after the task, the post-task is also given by you. This is one of the proven methods. A teacher can make use of all that methods so far you have come across as a learner. You can effectively use them in your class. For a trial, task-based learning can be tried by you tomorrow or day after tomorrow. CLT, communicative language teaching, can be used by you mostly because they are very much interested in communicating. So you are improving their proficiency. I touched upon this, inquiry-based learning. In inquiry-based learning, they involve themselves in evaluating something. They are analyzing something. They find the relevant resources, relevant information. When you tell them a story, when you teach them a story, you are asking them to focus on the vocabulary, the sentence structure, and you are also asking them to focus on the theme, the incidences in the story. So you are kindling their inquisitiveness. They try to approach another story given by you in the form of an assignment. They apply all that, they go beyond that. So this is another approach you can make use of it in your classroom. So this one is very effective in the European context, and some of the Indian universities are also making use of it. CLIL, content and language integrated learning. So when you teach them a subject, when you are teaching them chemistry, when you are teaching them botany, so the botany lesson, the physics lesson, which are written in English, that text can be used for teaching them language. So there is a double purpose. Two purposes are served, because they develop cognitive skills, they understand the content, they also develop language skills. So two things are happening. So CLIL is one of the best methodologies a teacher can rely upon. So in those days, not only the teachers of English teach English, almost all the subject teachers, they were all proficient in English. So that is why medium of instruction was English. That is why in 1970s and 80s, there was a course called Bridge Intensive Course by Brendan Carroll. And it was offered by the British Council, and there was a training for the teachers. Because from school to college, there is a transition. In the transition, in colleges, definitely every hour English will be there as the medium of instruction. So that is why they bridged the gap. Bridge course was there only to serve this purpose. But now, after the arrival of medium of instruction, change in medium of instruction, a lot of things have changed. So CLIL, you can think of it. Flipped classroom, Father already discussed it. To touch upon that, the related videos, lectures were given to them in advance. And then in the class, there will be a lot of analysis, a lot of discussion. I have done this in my classes. It worked out very well. Particularly with one batch, one semester, I was giving them some extra challenges. Every day there will be, because there were, at that time, WhatsApp groups were allowed. Everybody carried a mobile in 2021. It was a tremendous success for me, flipped learning. And they liked it very much. The batch will not forget me, because such was the learning which was imparted to them, especially ELT, English language teaching. They were all general English learners, but they liked it very much. They will never miss my class at that time. Critical pedagogy. This is one of the proven methods, because here they are given to given some exposure to critically analyze a text. For example, second year level or third year level, still you are focusing on the linguistic competence of the learner. At the same time, you want to focus on the literary skills of the learner. So this can be the best method. Critical pedagogy. They will be able to analyze text. They'll be able to find out the language component as well as the literary aspects, and they will enjoy reading, and they will also master some of the linguistic items. And they will develop a kind of dynamics, questioning, the power of questioning, the question dynamics they will master. And this also, Father touched upon it yesterday, and I had a clarification with him also. Differentiation. There are a diverse set of learners. I told you about the domains of pedagogy. You need to tailor instruction to meet the diverse needs of the learner. Every learner is not at the same level. One size doesn't fit all. So as a teacher, you need to cater to the needs of your diverse set of learners. So sometimes certain things will challenge, baffle some of the learners. But for others, the challenges are very less. It's easy for them. So you need to differentiate among the learners and you need to arrive at some strategy that comes under differentiation methodology, differentiation approach. Learner-centered approach, this also Father already focused, giving them autonomy, prioritizing their autonomy. They have the final say. They need to actively participate instead of we speaking most of the time, giving them the idea and collaborative learning because they are very much interested in carrying out group work, collaborative activity, pair work. Give them the opportunities to acquire language skills and give them the opportunity to provide feedback to. And as a teacher, you need to integrate technology. As a teacher, you need to be techno savvy. So this link I have provided here is the link to my website, and this is given to my students. So whatever I teach, suppose I feel that I would like to give them some additional information, I go and post that in my website. That is a very functional website. I can make alterations, I can delete, and then I can add at any time freely. And for your information, this is developed by my own students. Those who are interested in English language teaching, they developed this website for me. And every now and then I go and post my own materials there. The lessons that I teach, the PPTs I make use of, the YouTube videos I watch and then I enjoy, or the YouTube videos in which I am a part of it, all that will be there in the website. And this is how it goes. I think I have clicked the link. Dear participants, are you able to see it? Yes or no, please?
Yes.
Julian?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. So here, if somebody who is interested in research, they can come and see my profile here. Everything is given here. So why do I show this here as a teacher? When I teach technology, when I integrate technology to my class, so certain things should be made available. So this is a platform which can be used by many. And they can go to, if they want to read some of the articles written by me, they can go to Google Scholar, they can go to ResearchGate. So all that can be accessed from here. Just by clicking the visit, they can download it and they can read it. So let me go to my presentation again. So learner autonomy. Again, learner is at the center. So teach them to develop their own learning strategies to sustain their learning, to enhance their learning. That is the crucial, the best pedagogy. If you can create that interest, then they will never stop. They become lifelong learners. Father was giving a list of apps. Here too, I have a list of apps. The learners can learn by their own pace. Digital Learning Hub, Click to Learn, provided by Click to Learn. Destination OET. It is also provided by a platform called Click to Learn. The Hamilton Interactive Talking Pen, provided by Hamilton House. Memo Chat. And the final one is very unique. Speak Anywhere AI Interactive Speaking, provided by Pearson. So many of the versions are free. If you want to go to an advanced level, then it becomes a premium thing you need to pay and use. At basic level, you can teach yourself English language and artificial intelligence. As I told you, tell them to have a kind of a strong ethical sense. And AI is going to stay. In the Bangalore conference, there was a discussion about whether the future is for the human beings or whether the future is for the AI. And there was an answer from an AI specialist. He said AI and human beings. So look at the answer, AI and human beings. Human beings comes in the second place. Imagine. AI in human beings. There is no question of humans or AI. Both will be here by AI precedes the human beings. Nothing to worry. We have our own intelligence. And this conference, I wanted to tell about the young people here. This is a conference conducted by BBC every year, ELT conference. There are a lot of takeaways from here. Have a look at it. This conference. This conference is already over in November 2024. Julian, can you see it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. It is already over. So I think in the coming months you can have a opportunity to register for it. A lot of discussion about the innovations which are taking place in the ELT field in English language teaching. They speak about learner autonomy. They speak about promoting the confidence. These are the sessions. Actually, we missed them. I haven't attended it. I too missed it. So this is a regular event, regular feature. I think next year you can register and attend it. ELTONS. Participants, you can note down ELTONS, conducted by BBC. These are all promotional materials. Now, finally, I'm going to touch upon for about 5 minutes about student engagement. Again, I thank Father for reiterating that. ELT can be effectively done, English language teaching can be effectively done, provided the student engagement is assured. Father told that it was a term introduced by John Dewey yesterday. Definitely, it is the key driver of change. It all depends on engagement. There are so many distractions. There are internal distractions, external distractions among the learners. What are all the internal distractions? Something happening somewhere, some personal struggle, some physical problems. All these are internal struggles. Teach them how to overcome them. There are some external distractions. As somebody asked, Ms. Kausalya asked, it is an external distraction. Ask them to say to no. Teach them to say to no to mobile during the class hours. Phone is a kind of external distraction. Teach them how to be living, how to live without a mobile for a day. No mobile day in a week. It means 4 days in a month. Slowly they will increase the number of days. Teach them the joy of doing something. Definitely it will become a cultivated habit. Actually, distractions are the major interference, particularly in English language teaching. When their focus is diverted, they don't learn anything. Number one, they are all adolescent. There are a lot of hormonal changes. The adolescent brain develops significantly during that time, that teenage time. They have their own divergence. They are already struggling with the emotions. They are already struggling with the decision making. Their social behavior is something odd. So they need to be helped. They are in the process of maturing themselves. They struggle. They struggle to weigh and consider the consequences of their behavior. Actually, you should extend a helping hand. They'll be like that. So tell them if they can regulate themselves with your help, definitely their behavior will be corrected and you will be able to maintain a control over in the class. Number one, lack of classroom routine. As a teacher of English, you need to have a clear set of regulations, rules. Tell them everything in advance. Just we tell them attendance is compulsory. Tell them in advance. Definitely there will be engagement. Many a times the teacher doesn't tell them the clear set of instructions. Then the people feel that something is disorganized in the teacher's class and they don't pay attention. Learning will not take place. Established routines. Without routines, they will feel that they are disengaged. They are deprived of something. They are cheated. So tell them all the procedures. You have to establish standards and routines. Number two, poor student-teacher relationship. You should know them personally. There is a rule, 2/10 rule. If there are 10 students, definitely 1 or 2 will be mischief makers. And you need to focus on them, not to punish them. Actually, they are attention grabbers. Pay them attention. Out of the 10 minutes, you pay them attention for 2 minutes. Speak to them, catch hold of them. In due course, they'll be responsible. They'll become the leader. They will control the class. All other students will obey you. So maintain a good teacher-student relationship in ELT classes. Definitely, the worst boy or girl will become an ally, a helper. I move to the third strategy to avoid the distraction. Unclear task. When you can mince the task, the confusion will be reduced. Repetition will not be there. The ambiguity will be reduced. The students will be able to find meaningfulness, relevance of the lesson which is taught. So the task needs to be very clear. Tell them in advance, this is what I am going to do. I told you, I'm going to tell about pedagogy. I'm going to tell about the characteristics of 21st century learners. I'm going to tell about the ELT practices which are suitable for 21st century learners. Give them clear idea, clarity in communication. They will take you as a model. They will try to imitate you. Imitation is good at the initial stage. They will pick up. They will learn from you. And complex task design, avoid that. Task design needs to be simple. Definitely, it will ensure student engagement. Proceed from the simple to compound, and then from compound to complex. Don't start with the most complex things, and never tell the word, I am going to teach a very difficult lesson today. Avoid it. That itself will hold them back. They will not pay attention to you because you are going to tell them a most difficult thing in a very easy manner. Avoid it better. And you be the facilitator, and you be the man or woman who is going to engage them. Tell them something about semantic noise. Sometimes whatever I say may be Greek and Latin to my learners because they are not aware of such words. Suppose I go to a class, economics class, and I teach them about assonance, alliteration, consonants. These are all semantic noise for them. For them, alliteration is something alien. So tell them about the noises and tell them about the psychological noises. We have our own prejudices. We have our own narrow-mindedness. So tell them about all these noises. So they should be familiar of all these things. And if the task design is too simple, definitely those who are very good will not pay you attention. So let it be, let you be taking a middle path. It is not too difficult. It is not too simple. In such a way, the task needs to be designed, functional. And do scaffolding. Scaffolding is a great method which can be applied by you. The complexity can be reduced, and the task can be made more challenging in order to promote a higher order thinking skills. The task can be devised in such a way. Scaffolding works in a very great way. And equipment as a source of distractions, if you are making use of equipments very often, if you are making your presentations in the form of PPT every day, or if you are making use of any other gadget every day, then you avoid it one day, then the distractions will be reduced. Grouping is not suitable. Sometimes some students, they don't find themselves okay with some group activity. Nothing wrong in that. Tell them to do their task. Slowly tell them the power of group dynamics so that they can also be brought in to the mainstream. Some students, they don't like it. Promoting lot of EDI. What is EDI? Equality, diversity, inclusion. You need to make every learner feel that they are part of the learning process. Nobody should be left out. Everyone is respected. Everyone is valued. Everybody is important. So uphold some standards. So discipline and grievance awareness should be there, and discipline should be maintained, and make them aware of all the routines to be followed. If they have got some grievances, they can address it. Give them the opportunity to tell you their grievances. They may be in the stage 1 and you may be at stage 7. It is not their fault, it is your fault as a facilitator. And increase your availability. Be available to them. As a teacher of English, you radiate that friendliness, that sociableness. As a teacher of English, you love your learners. They will love you. They will love English. You need to be available through virtually. Your materials needs to be available. If they want to have access to the material at 12 o'clock in the midnight, they can, because it is available in your website. You already posted them. Whatever you do, create QR code, because it saves them their memory. Create QR code and share them with them. They will scan and download it. It's easy for you also. It is easy for them, and you are reducing the digital footprint. Don't forget it. And increase your availability in maximum form possible. Provide them a lot of feedback. Be patient enough to talk to them. Don't be harsh anytime. Don't be harsh. Make it a point. Even though they make you feel embarrassed, even though they hurt you, you don't be harsh. And then have direct interaction with them. Don't send messages through somebody. Don't ask or tell something through someone. No, not required. And get peer feedback. Talk with your fellow teacher and get opinion about them. That will give you some idea. You may have a wrong idea. So I have done with all my 3 objectives, my dear friends here. I told you about what is pedagogy. I told you about the characteristics of 21st century learners. I told you about the ELT practices that I do in my class. And dear participants, you can scan and download the PPT now. It is available. Now the house is open for questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was a very excellent session, as usual. Very scholarly, informative, and thought-provoking, sir.
Thank you, Julian.
Dear participants, you can put forth your questions.
Dear participants, you can first download the PPT. Can anyone, if you can download and say that I have downloaded, then I'll be very happy. Because I speak about portability. So when I speak about portability, I should exhibit what is portability. Now I have reached the people from Assam or somewhere, then I'll be very happy. Can anyone download it? Please answer me.
I downloaded, sir.
Very good. Very good. Deepika, very good. Julian and Joy Christina, very good. If I can do it, you can also do it. Julian? If I can do it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I have downloaded.
Anybody can do it. Make yourself available digitally in a very ethical way. Yes, now the house is open for your questions. Can I still keep the QR code, or can I go to the next slide?
So go to the next slide, sir.
Okay.
I have downloaded.
Okay. I'd like to place I will be waiting for your questions, dear participants. So don't feel that I'm leaving you. No, I would like to thank, first of all, the principal of Sacred Heart College and additional principal, Reverend Father K. Maria Arokyaraj, and Professor Arul Das, Head Department of English, Sacred Heart College, and my friend Julian. Dear participants, here is an anecdote. Around 14 days ago, myself and Julian, we met in a shopping center, and I was purchasing something and he was there to buy something along with his wife. And briefly, we had a chat. Julian was talking about, sir, some FDP or something, can I arrange? I said yes, and today it happened. Julian, thank you so much. I hope I remember this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you remember this.
All
huh?
happened just now.
Just like that, it happened, and then and Julian has given me the opportunity to meet you all. I thank all the participants wholeheartedly for your active participation. Thank you so much. Now the house is open.
This is Mr. Arul Das, sir. I would like to tell you,
Yes, sir.
you have not presented your presentation. You have lived up your presentation
Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
with a slow pace, clarity in thought, comprehensive ideas. So I never felt that you were presenting, rather you were living your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
Yes.
Reverend Father, good evening. I would like to receive some comments from you, Father.
Sir, I've just I've just typed the comment.
Okay, Father.
See, there it is. Excellent, sir. It was very well structured and delivered just as a matter of fact, in the sense of, it was like a sort of a sharing that you did it. Okay. And we could see the experience also, becoming loud through your words. It was nice. It was
Thank
not
you.
simply some kind of thoughts, but more than that, lived examples were there, and it was fine. It was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you for the prayer and thank you for the nice words.
sir.
Thank you for the appreciation, Father.
Yes. Yes.
I referred to your I referred to your presentation very often, Father, with your permission.
Yes, I heard you do that. Yeah.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Ms. Harbit Kaur, go ahead,
I'm Harpreet, sir. I'm from Jammu and Kashmir.
please.
So it was a wonderful presentation, and you made all the things very simple. So I'm grateful to you for the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Harbit
And I look,
Kaur, for joining us
I,
from Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you so much.
yeah, I look forward for more such presentations and more interactions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll meet.
Sure, sir.
We'll meet.
Sir, good evening, sir. I'm Shivakumar from Trunam district, sir.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Sir, could you tell us about record books, sir? How the record books can be useful to learn, to enrich the vocabulary among the students?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Record books, we primarily give them some kind of a composition exercise or assignments when they come and submit it. Definitely, it enhances the writing skill of the learners. And as a teacher, you need to pay more attention, more time towards it, because writing is the ultimate or the final skill. Generally, people say that is a passive skill. Actually, that is the very active skill, because everything comes in the form of writing. Nothing can be erased or removed. Once it is recorded, means recorded. So teach them writing needs to be done meticulously. You need to offer them a lot of comments. If they commit some spelling mistakes, or if they commit some grammatical errors, tell them to correct themselves, write down the sentences, and ask them to do a kind of imposition. Nothing wrong. In language practices, imposition is a kind of remedial measure you can give them. So through that composition exercise, so through the record notebook exercises, you can hone the writing skill of the learner. Simultaneously, make them speak also, because they require speaking and writing. Some of them develop only writing and leave speaking. They are very good in writing. Some of them are very good in writing and they never write. So they should learn both. This is my view, sir, Mr. Sokumar.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And
Yes.
really, your session was very great and very informative, sir. Thank you so
sir.
much. And I'm so grateful to the Sacred Heart College and then convener and then all the members, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. If there are any questions, we shall continue. We shall go over to the vote of thanks.
I think Ms. Kausalya, have I answered you the question? Ms. Kausalya Devi. Okay. She has answered me. Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you, participants. Once again, we shall go over to the vote of thanks. Now, may I request Professor? Yes, any questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you for providing such an insightful session, sir.
Okay,
As one
Mr.
of,
Linagi. Yeah.
yes, as one of the participants rightly pointed out, you didn't deliver the presentation, you actually lived with the presentation.
Okay.
That's excellent point out. So one question I would like to ask you is, well, in your presentation, you pointed out about the collaborative teaching.
Yeah.
So what could be the advantage of collaborative teaching within a classroom environment?
Collaborative teaching, or you can separate it. Collaborative work can be done by the learners, and even teachers can also embark on peer teaching. I told you about peer teaching. When you do peer teaching, definitely you will have your own teaching strategies. You will have your own teaching approaches, and you have a feeling that whatever you do is right, whatever you do is effective. But when another teacher is present, when another teacher is doing something in a different way, in a very meaningful way, you stand yourself corrected. Actually, your fellow teacher is not correcting you, but the practice of the fellow teacher will correct you. I hope you get my point.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes, Julian, you can have a look at the messages. If there are any questions left out, then I can try to answer it.
Yes, sir.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, Father. Yes, Father.
Collaborative teaching also.
Yes, Father.
It is quite very good, useful also when we want to cater to, the advanced learners. In our class, we have mixed ability group in our classes.
Yes, Father.
Normally, as teachers, we don't focus on the advanced learners. We normally look at the average and the below average students. Normally, that as teachers, our eyes are drawn to these people.
Yes, Father.
Now, to engage the advanced learners, I have tried out one or two things, So I already call them, I give the topic, I say, can you just take this topic for 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Okay.
So in that way,
yes, Father.
They are in the class, they collaborate with you in teaching.
Yes, Father.
They are happy that they are recognized.
Yes, Father.
Otherwise, these students are the ones who are troublemakers.
Yes, Father.
So it is also to allow them to join you to teach. Where when you refer, when you refer to them, they feel happy and recognized.
Definitely, Father.
So, and also it is a boost for them, that you have recognized them. Plus also, when they teach, you can build on that. It is quite very good.
Yes, Father.
That way also you can use the collaborative teaching. It's quite very good.
Yes, Father.
Yes, sir.
Generally, when they have a sense of ownership, when they do something, they have a feeling that they own something. Yeah. And you have given them the privilege. They feel that in front of their own classmates, they feel that they are special. And they will be longing for such special occasions very often. And they will be promoting themselves, and they will feel that they are empowered. Definitely, Father. It's a very good idea. I agree with you, Father.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
Yes. Shall we move on, sir?
Yes, Julian. If there are no questions, we shall.
Yes. I think, Madam Durga, do you have any question? You raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Actually, certain students are not at all interested in English, and I face many such students.
Okay.
So, what should be done? I need some advice.
Only we can kindle their interest, ma'am. Those who benefited by learning English, those who can do well because of English, can be given to them as model. You can give them some motivational videos, and you can speak to them in English. You can tell about English, what can be given by English. English is considered to be a kind of status. English is giving them employment opportunities. English is giving them a lot of opportunities to read and mingle with many people, and they can learn about many cultures. All these benefits of English can be made available to them to create some motivation, to create some interest in them. Then they will be able to listen to you slowly, ma'am. This cannot be done overnight. Nothing can happen overnight. Slowly, such interest will reverberate in their mind, and they will try to find you one day or other. They will come to you. You can do that.
Thank you, sir.
Just to add to that, Durga ma'am,
Yes, Baba.
just to add to that, see, as sir pointed out, it is a very tedious job.
Yeah.
It is not one day affair. It is a tedious job, number one. Number two, you know this particular thing. When a student likes a teacher, normally they like the subject too.
Yeah.
That is one. Okay, so we have to make ourselves liked by the students. That is by showing interest in the students.
Yes,
You know, just, hey, what happened? This shirt is nice. Hey, what happened? You are looking dull today. What happened? You know, this little extra kindness attracts the students to us, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, there is a principle called principle of little success.
Yeah.
Principle of little success. What do I mean? See, when you ask them, when they do even a very small thing, if they do something correctly or well, immediately be ready to appreciate them, even if it is very, very minuscule,
Yeah.
however small it may be. But if you appreciate them, that's nice. That's very good. You know, when people come to my office, I just tell them, can you say that in English? And they try. That's all. See, you are able to say this word, very good. See, wonderful. And that too, when they are able to hear these words, nice, good, wonderful, excellent, from a teacher, we do not know our power.
Yeah.
The students, they are ever grateful to you for all their life. They are grateful to you for those words. For us, those words mean nothing to us personally.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
for a student, those words mean a lot.
Yeah.
So you try this, ma'am. It is 100% successful strategy. Of course, we don't fake, but to a certain extent, we try to be truthful. It has helped. It has worked very well for me. That's what I'm just sharing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Father.
Father. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, sir. Now over to Dr. Thamari Selvi, madam, to propose the vote of thanks. Welcome you, madam.
Evening, sir. Evening, sir.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. Go ahead.
I'm K. Thamari Selvi, Department of English. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others, Cicero. Respected dignitaries, dear colleagues, and enthusiastic participants, as we come to the close to this enriching faculty development program, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to everyone who made this event a meaningful and insightful experience. First and foremost, my deepest gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. K.T. Tamilmani, whose presentations on evolving ELT pedagogies for the 21st century learners has truly enlightened us. Sir, your words of wisdom and profound insights have added great value to this program, and we are deeply thankful for your time and inspiring thoughts, which have provided meaningful and practical perspectives on the various domains and aspects of pedagogy. The exploration of how pedagogy shapes the rules of the educators, learners, and subject matters has given us a deeper understanding of how to approach teaching and learning effectively. Additionally, you have provided us with valuable insight into successful teaching and learning, particularly by applying the 10 characteristics of 21st century learning. These include being collaborative, critical thinkers, self-directed, global citizens, AI literate, and more, which will guide us in shaping effective teaching strategies for today's learners. Also, sir, you have recaptured the traditional methods of teaching by referencing Aristotle and Plato, encouraging us to seek knowledge behind the traditional classroom setting for self-directed learners. This approach not only promotes successful learning but also emphasizes the importance of ethics. Sir, you have explained vividly the effective use of methods and approaches for successful learning, along with communicative language teaching, task-based learning, and more. Additionally, you have listed the most useful apps for successful learning in the English language. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere appreciation to our head of the department, Mr. N. Aruldas, for his constant encouragement and vision which steered this program towards success. Sir, your dedication to academic excellence is truly commendable. A special word of thanks to Reverend Father Maria Arukyaraj, whose unwavering support and encouraging presence have been a pillar of strength for us. A good leader is not one who walks ahead, but the one who lights the path for others. Father, your guidance has indeed been that light for us. My special thanks to Dr. Julian and Mr. Madan Kumar for their efforts in organizing this FGP program. Your dedication and meticulous planning have played a crucial role in making this event a success. To my dear colleagues, thank you for your cooperation and commitment in making this event seamless and effective. As Helen Keller said, alone we could do so little. Together we can do so much. Your teamwork and enthusiasm have been the backbone of this initiative. A special note of appreciation to our participants whose keen interest and active engagement made this FDP a platform for meaningful discussions and shared learning. Your enthusiasm reaffirms the purpose of such programs, and we are grateful for your presence. Finally, a big thank you to everyone who worked behind the scenes, the organizer, the technical support teams, and volunteers who ensured everything ran smoothly. As we conclude, let us carry forward the knowledge gained and the inspiration received, striving for excellency in our teaching and learning journeys. Thank you all once again. May we continue to grow together in wisdom and knowledge. Thank you so much to all.
Thank you, Dr. Ms. Tamarai Chelvi, for this detailed vote of thanks. So thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes, sir. Yes, I too would like to thank Dr. Tamarai Chelvi for her comprehensive vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Dr. Tamil Mani, this vote of thanks is a tribute to you. She has summed up the
Thank you,
entire
sir.
session in a nutshell. And anybody could
Thank you, sir.
understand your presentation by listening to this vote of thanks itself. So I think it's a great
sir.
tribute to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, I pray for an opportunity to come over to Sacred Heart College, Tirupattur, to meet you all, sir.
You're most welcome, sir. Most welcome at any time.
Father Maria Arukyaraj and you, sir, Professor Vinayam Aruldas, and then Tamarai Chelvi, my friend Julian, and
Yes.
the gentleman who introduced me. I long to have an opportunity. I hope God will give me the opportunity.
Yes.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Dr.
sir.
Julian, for the successful
Thank you, sir.
conduct of this FDP, and to all the members of our department, and especially to Reverend Dr. K. Maria Arukyaraj, whose flair for ELT was very visible yesterday. It has been visible in our colleges throughout his 13 years, but it was very visible. I was talking to my fellow colleagues, telling them that Father is not tired of speaking, and he is not very happy with 1 hour and a half, but he would even talk for 2 hours fluently on the topics that you. Yes, Father. It's a tribute, Father. It is a yes.
Thank you, sir.
Rightly said, sir. Father is a seasoned ELT practitioner, sir.
Yes, seasoned days.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
madam.
Julian. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam, for that wonderful vote of thanks. Thank you, dear